Hello and welcome back to Forza Motorsport. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about a bunch of brand new additions to the game that have come with update 1.0. However, full disclosure, this footage was recorded before update 1.0, so there may be some things that are different in this footage than what you may find in the game now. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into everything that was changed and or added to the game. And I want y'all to let me know in the comments down below if you think this was a good update, a needed update, a not so needed update, or if it addressed anything that was a concern for you at all, or if you think it didn't address anything. Let me know any and all of your comments or opinions down there in that comment section. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. And if you want to read this or these update notes yourself, I will leave a link to the official post from the support team in the description below. Now, the first topic we need to talk about is stability. Now, stability has been a concern on pretty much all platforms where the game is available. However, I experienced a good amount of stability issues on PC, which is where I personally play the game. So let's see. General stability improvements with fixes for various crash scenarios, fixed a crash that could occur in the Builders Cup career mode after upgrading a car and entering open practice in the Fox Body Challenge race on Watkins Glen, fixed a crash that could occur on Grand Oak Club Circuit during a cinematic when entering open practice for the third race of the Builders Cup intro, fixed a crash that could occur when entering a free play race from the My Cars menu if there were too many cars with custom thumbnail images, and fixed a crash that could occur upon loading into a free play race. Now that last one, actually, I did experience that before, but let me know if any of y'all experienced any of those issues in your games. So now, fixes to progression. This is big because they adjusted the car part unlock levels to increase player upgrade options at lower car levels. Now, the upgrade system is still there, and you will still be using car points as you once did. You'll just require a lot less, or rather a lot less leveling and a lot less grinding to get access to a lot of the customization and a lot of the different car parts. So let me know if you think that was a welcome change, or if you liked the grind. And I know that there's been a lot of back and forth about that. That has been by far, in my experience, the most polarizing thing about Forza Motorsport, pretty much across the board, because so many people were either, it was very much a love it or absolutely despise it scenario when it came to the upgrade system. There was really no in between to be had at all, and it seemed like in some scenarios, if you even brought it up, you were piled on by one side or the other. So again, let me know in the comments if y'all think that is a good change, a bad change, or an indifferent change. And now we get to move on to, let's see, there's one more thing in progression to note though, and it is improvements to ensure car affinity manufacturer reward discounts are unlocked when intended once a player reaches car level 50 in a car from the respective brand. Now they go on to have specific progression and graphics fixes for Xbox Series X and S only. I'll put those on the screen right now. And of course, if you do want to read these more in depth, you can pause the video right here and get all of that information. But now we're going to move on to the next category, which is multiplayer fixes, and these apply to all platforms in the 1.0 update. Now they said they have fixed an exploit in featured multiplayer where in specific scenarios, a player could post impossible lap times onto the qualifying leaderboard by entering qualifying directly from a practice session. I did experience this a couple of times where there were people in qualifying sessions, or rather in multiplayer sessions, that posted lap times that were so far beyond everybody else in the session. I mean, we're not talking about someone in the lead by 5 or 10 seconds. We're talking about someone in the lead in qualifying by like 30 seconds on a track that would only take like a minute 15 or a minute 30 to complete. And so that makes your brain go, there's something up here. Now there's also another one where they resolved an issue where at times incorrect safety ratings and driver skill ratings were used in matchmaking. Next up, they say they have fixed an issue where control of the car wouldn't be handed back to the player upon exiting the pits in featured multiplayer and beginning a solo race in free play. Now, I actually did experience that one a couple of times, but it wasn't very often. Now, another one was they fixed an issue that prevented players from downloading and saving another player's livery while in a private multiplayer pre-race. And then next up, they made fixes to the livery editor on all platforms and the tracks on all platforms as well. And I'll put those up on the screen and you can read them because some of them are very specific. But again, I'll put those on the screen right now so you can pause the video and dive into all of them. And the reason I'm not reading all of these out is because some of them are very, very specific issues. However, these definitely show that they are listening to the community and they are definitely paying a lot of attention to what the community is saying and really what the community is talking about on a grand scale. Now, these next topics get into physics and things like that, so it might be a little bit more on the nerdy side of the game, so if you want to skip ahead, I completely get that, but I think it's actually really cool that they're going this far in depth to address players' concerns. So let's talk about the physics adjustments on all platforms. Improved wet tire wear rates in conditions where track wetness levels are moderate, and it says wet tires will still wear quickly in dry or semi-dry conditions. So again, they are going so in depth with making sure that the rate at which these tires wear while you're racing really matches with not only the balance of the game, but goes as close as they can to realism. Of course, in a game like this is not, not perfect realism simulation, but they're doing a really good job, I think, to get as close as they can with a lot of this stuff. Now, moving on to tuning setup stuff, they fixed an issue that prevented players from downloading another player's custom tuning setup while browsing a leaderboard. They also added, they fixed an accessibility issue where custom keybinds for a controller or keyboard would not be saved between game sessions, so that's not an issue anymore. They also fixed some accessibility issues on Steam versions only, where, they fixed an issue where the speech-to-text window would not appear when speech-to-text or text-to-speech was enabled. They also fixed an issue where the speech-to-text or text-to-speech window would persist on screen for an infinite duration until the game was relaunched. Oh, geez! Next up, we also have a fix for replays, and the fix in replays was they improved the visuals of the replay camera shown for the last segment of specifically VIR Grand West. So if you're a fan of that track, well, I guess this is your lucky update. And now, listen up, because we're about to go through a bunch of car-specific updates. Like, these are individual cars that have all received specific changes. Like, for example, they fixed an issue with the 56 Jaguar D-Type, where the cockpit view would appear too low and clip through the driver's collar. Very specific. Fixed an issue with the Alfa Romeo Giulietta Quadrifoglio Verde, where the front of the car disappeared after selecting a front bumper. Visual upgrade. Fixed an issue with the 2014 Golf R side skirts, and they wouldn't be seen after installing a body kit. Fixed an issue with the 77 Holden Tirana, where both street and sport roll cages would be visibly present on the car after installing a race roll cage. Removed visible graining on the 2021 Lexus LC500 race roll cage texture. Fixed an issue with the 2004 911 GT3, 97 GTR V-Spec, 2018 Megane RS, and 2012 John Cooper Works GP, where higher level roll cage would be visible on lower level upgrades. Fixed an issue with the 2021 BMW M3, where the RPM displayed on the digital dash would be desynced with the RPM shown on the Forza UI HUD. They also fixed ambient occlusion errors in both exterior and interior views on the 2016 ATS V. And then they also fixed an issue with the 2014 Huracan, where no light is cast from the car gauge and dashboard cluster, as well as the headlights, taillights, and brake lights, as well as fixing ambient occlusion errors on that vehicle. They also fixed the mirror texture on the 2018 Subaru #1 Adrian Flux Racing Lavore GT. They also fixed an issue with the C8 Stingray, where using the remove wing upgrade left the stock wing visible on the car, as well as a couple of other general technical fixes. However, let me know in the comments down below if you think this version 1.0 update fixed the issues that you were dealing with. Do you think it improves the game? Do you think it's kind of in the middle? Does it not improve the game? Let me know any and all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. And yeah, I know, I kind of completely bottled it at the end of this race, but it was nevertheless still an absolutely incredible time. And I personally am really enjoying my time with the new Forza Motorsport so far, and I think there's a lot of room for this game to grow into the future. But once again, let me know any and all thoughts and opinions that y'all may have, and I will see y'all next time.